Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures in the Let's Defend platform. Today we are going to run through another new event for 2021, that being SOC124 or Scheduled Task Created. Okay, so event ID is 57 and this is dated February 14th, 2021, 11:17 a.m. So it looks like we have the Maxim system setting up a scheduled task that apparently calls Google update.exe, and it looks like it was allowed. So first things first is we will go ahead and grab the hash and submit the virus total. And this is 0 detections, kind of like what we would expect. Yep, Google, blah, 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 signed and verified. If we run this sucker through hybrid analysis, we get 3 items, one being roughly 3 years old, May 24th, 2019, gives it a threat score of 50 out of 100, and as we move forward into September of 2019, it goes to whitelisted, and the same again for July 27th, 2020, another whitelisted entry. If we look inside of any.run for that particular hash, we do find an event, or a session, I guess we could call it. Tick, tock. There we go. It doesn't look like it did much of anything. So you might look at this and be like, okay, well, it's signed by Google, everything else like that. What is Google Update? So effectively, you'd see this, especially if you're a Chrome user and you've paid attention to Task Manager. It would be the background process responsible for running through updating the Google Chrome browser. And it might also affect other Google software depending. I don't know if they've still got it, but way back when they had like the Picasa, allowed you to organize your photos that were on your local box. I mean, it's just as simple as going and spinning this up. And, okay, Google Update exe. And so, of course, let's see. Key term. The genuine Google Update is a component of the Google Updater by Google. This sounds like we're going to say Google an awful lot. Part of the pack. Yada, yada, yada. But effectively, it's just all about what we would expect to end up seeing. So we don't have much of anything in terms of detections anywhere. It looks like it's clean. But let's go ahead and take a look. So the system is Maxim at 172.16.17.83. Take a look at the process list. And lo and behold, Chrome. So this is kind of like what we would expect to see. There should be a Google update if there is a Chrome. Let's see, this is Jan 1, 2021. Oh, I can't imagine that there's going to be anything else. Oh. But there is. So if we take a look at the command history for the Maxim system, we see that on the 14th of February 2021, scheduled tasks created, a daily run for C program files x86 Google update, Google update.exe. So basically creates a scheduled task to go through, run this, and check daily as to whether or not if there is a newer version of any Google software installed on your Windows device. Okay, so we have confirmation that 1, the process was indeed created, or the scheduled task, and 2, it does correspond with Chrome actually being installed on the system. So we'll take a look to see as to whether or not if anything looks weird. No, these are all from Jan 1, so nothing going out. Although generally I would expect to see that there should be some sort of IP address that would go back to some sort of Google property. But I think we've done enough to establish the fact that yes, there is something to create persistence. It does appear to be legitimate because it does tie into the fact that there is Google Chrome installed on the box. So let's go ahead and take ownership of this. Now, if we didn't find Google Chrome and any other Google software installed besides that, we could take that to mean that we've got a problem on this workstation and probably need to deep dive it. But as the fact that Chrome is indeed installed and was running in the background per that process list, we could pretty much just call this a... Oh, what would we call this? Scheduled task was indeed created, and it was allowed to go through by whatever the defense on the platform was. It looks like semantic endpoint protection, if memory serves me right. That's just, yeah. Yep, version 14 from that CC SVCHST. But would we really classify this as a false positive? Oh boy, that is a conundrum. Well, I mean, it is legitimate, but that's not the question. Is it a valid detection? Yeah, Google Update was created using scheduled tasks. It's not necessarily malicious, but this did indeed occur, so I guess I'm going to say true positive. We'll see as to whether or not if I end up not giving them the answer that they want. But we shall see. We shall see. Malware playbook. This was configured to launch automatically on system boot. Well, I don't know if I'd say automatically, but it is set to check daily, so was it quarantined? No, it is not malicious. Finish the playbook. Okay, no artifacts. Let's finish this. So I'm going to mark it as true positive. Valid event. Chrome is installed on the Maxim system, which would denote that the Google update.exe is indeed legit for a daily check for updates. Okay, we're going true positive, and we will close the alert. And I just realized I misspelled installed. Whoops. Okay, so apparently they did not like the fact that I gave it a true positive remark and the fact that it's quarantined. Although it wasn't quarantined. Device action was allowed. Well, as it sits right now, I guess if you're going through this and doing this exercise, give them different answers. I'm going to play back the video and just make sure, but I'm fairly certain I did note that it was not quarantined. But I will basically bring that to the team's attention and we'll see what shakes out of it. But this has been SOC124, scheduled task created, EventID 57 for February 14th, 2021, 11:17 a.m. And And as always, I will include the notes in the video description. And I suppose after I sit there and raise this up the chain to the Let's Defend team, we'll see as to whether or not, if they agree, disagree, they change it, whatever the case is. But, so, there we go. I will see everyone in the next video.